All right. Well, thank you all for sticking to the end. I'd like to make a few remarks, less than 5 minutes, I promise, and then we'll be done. So mostly this is going to be about thank yous to various people, about a few announcements as well. The first is I'm told there's something called the Citrus Technology Museum, which is apparently open now. It's in this building. It's usually not open at this time, but I believe it's open now. I think you have to go out and go there. There's some hands-on exhibits, so if you'd like to, you can go check it out. The second thing is, it's very hard to get through a meeting with Randy without a graph. That's kind of the way I went through graduate school every week. So I decided everybody's talking about their number and so forth. So I went ahead and, while other people were learning from the talks, I wrote some scripts to do some processing here. So the first one here is students versus time. But some people think cumulatively, and some people think in probability mass functions. So I have both views. But of course, I haven't labeled the axes. I haven't done all these things that you're supposed to do, and the font's too small. But that's why I'm a professor now. So anyway, this is interesting. So 2006 looked like a boom year. It's completely random data, but it's interesting to see how you've probably never seen something like this. It's interesting to see how you have, your students have graduated.
Oh, I know what was going on.
I hope it was not something related to funding.
It had something to do
Yeah,
with
okay. Yeah, well, anyway, I thought this was interesting. Then the other thing I did was I went to Google Scholar and I got, you can get all the papers, and then I removed out everything except the titles of the papers, and this is, I think I restricted it to 45 or more citations because I had to put some sort of cutoff. So at least based on the titles of the papers, this is what you worked on, Randy. And sorry, on what? Towards, yeah, you did a lot of towards. I think there's challenges somewhere as well, maybe. Yeah, challenges. So it's kind of interesting. So the interesting thing, I did look at this a little bit. So it turns out you worked on architecture even when it wasn't architecture. So there's a lot of architecture you've done without, it's not all about computer architecture. So I think this is kind of interesting. You can each of us should go do this for our own work and maybe include the abstracts, and maybe you'll see something emerge out of it. Okay, I do want to thank. Actually, you worked a lot more on performance than I thought you did. Which, but this,
small. Yeah.
Sorry, what? What's small?
It's so small. Except the bottom version allocation.
He's a very modest person. It's for other people to say that his work is new. It doesn't say it. I'm actually surprised that the word new shows up in titles, but
It probably in one.
yeah. Well, I'll send you the slides, Randy, and you can, Okay, I'd like to thank several groups of people. So first and foremost, this whole meeting, I think, depended a lot on the fantastic Berkeley staff. And when I was a graduate student in the mid to late 90s, they were terrific. They seem to be every bit as terrific, if not even better. There's many people who helped here. I mentioned Carl and Shannon in the morning, but there's an entire team of people. So thank you all. I don't know who's here. Thank you all for putting this together. Some of us were organizing this remotely, and it's, we did very little. Everybody outside, everybody in Berkeley really made this happen. Several Berkeley organizations, this Citrus facilities here, College of Engineering facilities, and the ECS department. So thanks to them. There's many colleagues to thank, but 3 Berkeley faculty in particular, David Culler, Mike Franklin, and Dean Shankar Shastri for his support. So we should actually have a round of applause for them. I'd like to thank the speakers and panelists. I think I got everybody. I didn't include the people who put the program together, but this is all of you. And if I missed your name, I'm really sorry. Randy just has way too many students. So, but I think I got everybody. I think we met them all today. So thank you all for spending your time here. A few of us were on the organizing group. I mentioned them in the morning. I just wanted to acknowledge them again. Thank you for all your contributions. And first and finally, last but not least, a big thank you to all of you for spending your day here, and in particular sticking with it until the end. So thank you all. All right, we're done.